Hello everybody, this is Mr. Cooper and welcome to our Grade 2 I2 group English program for March 2022, our second semester of Grade 2. Some people, we've already been together for almost 2 years since the start of Grade 1, so some people I know very well and some people maybe we're meeting for the first time. So Mr. Cooper, I was born in Toowoomba, Australia. It looks like this, very countryside place with kangaroos and cows. I studied a Bachelor of Primary Education at the University of Southern Queensland, 2003 to 2006. I was then employed at Education Queensland from 2007 to 2016. So I taught at the state school in my home country in Queensland for 10 years. Then I came to Taiwan in 2017 and I began working at Shinmin Elementary School in 2018 to the present. So it's been 4 years. About 4 years. Yeah, something like that. Here's my Bachelor of Education and my Certificate of Teacher Registration from Queensland. So my teaching license is current. Every year I will renew that and perhaps one day go back to use it again and teach Australian children back in Australia and be teaching them maths and science as well as teaching English. Wouldn't be a bad thing. Welcome to Shinmin. Here's most of our lovely English teachers. This photo was taken a couple of months ago, not very long. Here's Mr. Cooper in the front with the I2. Here's 203, Mr. Edward, who looks after I1. Teacher Carol in 204, who looks after A1. And Mr. Bradshaw, 202, who's teaching the A2 level. And all our other lovely staff in the English department as well. Grade 2. Here we are, Miss Carol, Mr. Bradshaw, Mr. Cooper, Mr. Teacher Edward, all happy together. We make a great team in Grade 2. A little bit more of myself in case you aren't familiar. Last Halloween we had our Grade 1 and Grade 2 Halloween catwalk show. I was dressed as Gizmo from one of my movies as a child. Let's take a field trip. Here I am with my homeroom class, 103. We went to the zoo last year. Christmas at Shinmin. Our I2 class last semester had a really good show about the 12 days of Christmas, and they all sang really well and remembered their lines and their cards. Here I'm giving them a big round of applause. And here's Mr. Cooper with our principal and another lovely Chinese English teacher, Lydia. Enough about me. Let's talk a little bit about school. We have our communication book every day if you want to write any notes, or sometimes I will write some good or not so good feedback in there. My email if anybody wants that. Our line group, we have our I2 group, and our class blog where I'll put up our vocabulary words, some YouTube links for the stories, what is the homework, copies of the worksheet and everything like that. So communication book, very important. Blog, very important. I pride myself on having excellent English skills, and I have a passion for teaching all subjects. I believe that students learn a lot better from teachers who they like, so I try and make the classroom positive and supportive. Not always easy as it sounds, but we try. My teaching style focuses on keeping students calm and settled by using a soothing voice whenever possible. And I've played a large part in developing the curriculum for our school and enjoy guiding our students on the journey learning English together. I've been at Shinmin 4 years, and I've taught grade 1 and 2 every single year of those. So yeah, I've taught the same things over and over and over again. This semester we've moved into some new material and some new books. Our Reading Street 2.1, big, thick, heavy green book. We're going to be doing all the stories this semester in there, and they'll also be using it at the start of grade 3. We've got our new RWN, Reader's Writer's Notebook. So there's so many things in there we've started to get into as well. We're continuing the Phonics B in our level class. Homeroom teachers are continuing the Science 1 with their homerooms. We have our communication book, very important for vocabulary words and sentences and homework. And we have our bubble books or writing books. So those two take home, communication book and writing book. Other ones should usually stay at school. And experience class, the homeroom teachers will have talked about. The grading and evaluation is the same from last semester. Nothing has changed. We have our 3 main assessment periods per semester. We have a written test, a listening test, an oral test. They get added up to make 45% total. 15% comes from grammar, which is Chinese English teacher. And then the other 40% of the score comes from things like weekly vocabulary quiz, fortnightly story test, everyday English, homework, class behavior, and experience class and science class participation. So the big tests are important, but the daily and the weekly effort is also important. It all adds up. For example, here's our weekly story test and vocab quiz. Here's our everyday English, homework. Homeroom teachers will put experience class and science class to make the first average. We have our written exam, listening exam, oral exam. They all go together to make this average. Chinese English teacher fills in the grammar, and all of it goes to make the final grade. And these ones are all not so high because none of them have that last 15% from the Chinese English teacher. An example of the I2 weekly schedule is Monday we introduce the new vocabulary, we introduce the new reading street, and we focus on the story. Tuesday we also do more reading, maybe comprehension, fluency, things like that. Wednesday we have phonics. Thursday is writing. And Friday there's a quiz and guided reading, which is small one-on-one or small groups. Please sign and check the communication book each night, support your child in keeping positive homework habits, and make oral reading a part of your nightly routine. So oral reading is out loud. We want the students to read out loud so they get a practice of that. Could be to a parent or sibling, brother or sister, aunt or uncle, grandma or granddad, cat or dog, fish or bird, as long as they're reading it out loud. Parents can ask questions about the text or pictures, finding phonics or parts of speech, nouns, verbs, adjectives, changing the ending or offering opinions. We have our vocabulary each day, writing that, and worksheets, which is getting a little bit tricky. We have grammar in there, we have phonics and vocabulary things. Thank you. That's all from me for now. Let's get stuck into our new grade 2 notebook and reading street. Check the communication book every night, every week. Any questions, you can find me in the line group or checking out my blog. And thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to see you soon. Bye now.